With that being said, we got some bad, and I mean bad news for the Penn State Nittany Lion fan base. Late last night out of nowhere, their quarterback tweeted this out.
You know why I'm here. It's a part of the video where I beg you to subscribe to the channel because we're trying to hit 355,000 subscribers before Christmas. So yeah, it's relatively simple. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribe. And if you are subscribed, thank you. Let's get back into the video.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope all of you having a great start to your week. Hope you're having a great Monday. And man, oh man, I hope you're ready for some drama in the college football world because we got it. As we all know, the relevant Penn State Nittany Lions, they're in the playoffs. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Congratulations. They've had it was a good season. I'm not going to sit up here and say you had a great season because you haven't beat anybody notable, but that's really a different conversation for a different day. And guess what, Bobby? It doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter what happened this season. You're in the playoffs, and that's all you can ask for. It doesn't matter if you're the first team in or last team in. You got the same shot as everybody else. And things were looking great for Penn State heading into this 12-team playoff. That was up until late last night. You're going to want to see what's going on there. We're also going to talk about some transfer portal news. Strap in, buckle up, get you a snack, get your popcorn, get your favorite meal you like to eat when you watch a video, because trust me, I do the same thing, but all right, man, blah, blah, shut the crap out, I do. Let's get into it. All right, first things first, let me address this comment on the recent video from last night where I was talking about the Marshall situation. Yes, I stated that Marshall is in Ohio, and you guys are lit me up in the comment section. Calm down, you nerds. It was a misinput. And when I first saw all these comments of you guys saying, Matt, Marshall is not in Ohio, it's in West Virginia, I was like, what are y'all talking about? I actually had to rewatch the video myself just to get an understanding of what y'all were referencing. And I figured it out because in that video I stated, who would want to live in Ohio? It's cold when you can live in Mississippi when it's warm. And I'm going to be 100% transparent with all of you. I don't even have an excuse. I don't know why I said Ohio. Obviously, I knew Marshall was in West Virginia. I mean, come on now. Y'all know my nickname is White Randy. So let's put two and two together here. The guy I'm nicknamed after, you know where he went to school, right? Marshall. So, of course, I know where Marshall's at. However, with that being said, I made the mistake. It happens, and I do appreciate you guys holding me accountable. What I don't appreciate is comment from Mr. Joseph Lucas, in all caps. Did you know Marshall is in West Virginia, not Ohio? Now you know. Close enough for a... Really? Here we go with that again. I ain't even going to say it. Not even gonna say it. Oh, I like this comment. Shout out to Nathaniel Williams. I love the way you interact with your subscribers. Keep up the good work, Matt. Let's get to 1 million. You know, if we had more comments like this, I think the world would be a better place. And you want to know what I think's funny about this whole I said Marshall's in Ohio and West Virginia thing? You do know Marshall is extremely close to the state of Ohio. Because I'm pretty sure, I haven't been there, the University, Marshall, is right across the river, and on the other side of it, that's the state of Ohio. I am not 100% sure on that, so if anybody does know, fill us in the comment section. But I do know it's super close. But y'all in the comment section acting like I said Marshall's in Idaho or a state like that, not even close. Here's the last comment I'm going to show you before we get on the football stuff. Yesterday, someone asked me, yo, Matt, waffles or pancakes? I said waffles. But you know what I just thought about? French toast is better than both of them. I know that's random, but I had to throw it in there because I don't even really cook waffles a lot. It's just if I'm going out to eat, I'll get a waffle. But if I'm cooking at home, oh yeah, I'm getting French toast. Or I'm making French toast. Homemade French toast is top tier, and you gotta have the brioche bread, by the way. That's enough of that, though. I already know there's some dork in the comments saying, oh, Matt rambled for the first 3 minutes and 43 seconds. Here, click at this minute mark, and this is when the video actually starts. Shut up, nerd. It's like, dude, is your attention span that fried to where you can't watch the first couple minutes of the video without getting into whatever part you're looking for? You know what I think it is, and it's not even a thing. I know what it is. TikTok has ruined people's attention spans. I don't even want to get into all that, so let's move along here to our first topic. Listen to this, and as soon as I say his name, you're going to remember him, or you should. Zach Calzada. Come on now. You got to remember him. If you don't know who he is, I'll give you a little hint. He is the quarterback who upset Alabama at A&M 41-38. Played the game of his life, couldn't miss. I mean, he turned into prime Johnny Manziel, and next thing you know, you look up after that, yeah, he slowly but surely fell off. I'm sure many of you have forgotten about him, but in this most recent season, he played at Incarnate Word, hope I'm saying that correctly. I don't even know what division it is. Is it low D1? I don't know. I want to say they're FCS, but it really doesn't matter. You see it right here. He played for Incarnate Word or Incarnate Word, however you say it. And believe it or not, he had a pretty good season for him. Had nearly 4,000 passing yards, 35 touchdowns. And the reason I bring all that up is because he's back in the portal. Wherever he goes, this will be his fourth team he's transferring to. Played at A&M, Auburn, Incarnate Word, and now, where's he going to go? I have no idea. But I did find that rather interesting because it seems like, gosh, man, this guy's been playing football forever. Will he end up at a big-time school? Not sure. I guess I have to wait and see what happens there. Moving along here, we've been keeping a close eye on this one. Duke transfer quarterback Maalik Murphy, former Texas quarterback, he's visiting Kentucky. As to why you would even be considering Kentucky over Duke, I have no idea. That's not even a lateral move. That's a downgrade. Why would you leave the sorry and suggy ACC? I mean, Duke just went 9-3 to go to Kentucky. They didn't make a bowl game. I don't know, man. Maybe he wants to play in the SEC. That's the only thing I can think of. Play better competition, get ready for the NFL. But outside of that, it doesn't make any sense. This is one of those situations where I think Maalik Murphy's going to find out the hard way. The grass isn't always greener on the other side. Last but not least, before we get into the main topic, which involves Penn State, Mike Norvell is giving back $4.5 million of his salary. Yes, you heard me correctly. Florida State's not giving Mike Norvell a raise of $4.5 million. He's paying them, or giving them, however you want to word it, $4.5 million. To me, this is like a peace offering of, hey, please don't fire me and let's use this $4.5 million to get players in the transfer portal. That's all it is. That's what they're going to do with it. But I did find it pretty funny that he's giving back nearly $5 million. You know what I think this is, honestly? He's feeling guilty about it. He's like, man, I don't deserve all this money, especially after going 2-10. I can promise you this much. If Florida State would have went 10-2 this year, he wouldn't be giving them $5 million. And I already know what some people are going to say. Well, Matt, even if they fire him, they're going to have to buy him out and give him all the money anyways. And yes, I understand that. Despite what anybody tells you, even if they do get a lot of money, no head coach wants to be fired. This is their passion. It's their livelihood. I could talk about that all day, but we got to get to move on to the main topic of the main encore, the main reason you clicked onto this video. What in the world's going on with Penn State? Great question, my friend. Fantastic question, as a matter of fact, and I'd love to answer it. As we all know, Penn State, they had a decent season. I'm not going to hype it up too much because they're irrelevant on the grand schemes of college football. However, fortunately enough for them, the playoff got extended to 12 teams, and they're in it. This is a dream come true for Penn State because for the past 5, 6, 7 years, they've been going 10-2 every single season, and they couldn't beat Michigan. They couldn't beat Ohio State. And 10-2 wasn't good enough to get into a 14 playoff. But now with it being extended to 12 teams, they're probably going to get in every single year because the Big Ten's awful. So that's the good news. The bad news is you can't beat anybody significant and you can't win a top 10 game. And that's why I call Penn State irrelevant and I don't take them serious. I'm not just saying that to say it. I mean it. With that being said, we got some bad, and I mean bad news for the Penn State Nittany Lion fan base. Late last night out of nowhere, their quarterback tweeted this out. No, I'm not talking about Drew Aller. I'll get to him in just a second. This is Beau Pribula. Beau Pribula. Kind of a tricky name to say. I don't know if that's just me, but let's get into it. Growing up in Pennsylvania, it has always been a dream of mine to play football for Penn State. Wearing the blue and white these last 3 years has brought me some of the greatest moments of my life. The current NCAA postseason motto creates a challenge for student athletes. The overlapping college football playoff and transfer portal timeline has forced me into an impossible decision. After speaking at length with my family and coaches, it is with a heavy heart that I announce my intentions to enter the transfer portal and depart from the team to explore opportunities elsewhere. And then he just thanked the coaches and whatnot, but yeah, you heard it from the man himself. He's entering the portal. There's a lot we got to dive into here, so before I get into all the logistics, let's talk about how this impacts Penn State, because I know what a bunch of you sitting here saying, well, Matt, come on, dude. This is the backup quarterback, and I understand that argument. I'll be the first to tell you, yeah, it's not even close to being as significant as your starter going down with an injury or not playing for whatever reason. But I'm going to remind you, in this year alone, we saw a great example. Drew Aller got hurt, and guess who had to come in and save the day when they were losing? Beau Pribula. Did he play like prime Tim Tebow? Absolutely not, but he had some great runs and he made smart decisions. I don't care what anybody tries to tell you. Having a good backup, not just in college football, but at the NFL level, is vital for every single team. Backup quarterbacks are pretty important because it's not some rare case and scenario that your starter goes down with an injury. There's no way to sugarcoat this. It stings and it sucks for Penn State because you're losing a backup quarterback that was more than capable of coming in and winning some games. And it doesn't just suck for Penn State, it sucks for Pribula because he wanted to play in these games. This leads me into my next topic perfectly, we got to talk about how terrible this is for the game of college football, and I don't understand why this hasn't been fixed. Like he stated, I'm going to show it to you again, the current NCAA postseason model creates a challenge for student athletes. The overlap in college football playoff and transfer portal timeline has forced me into an impossible decision. I wanted to show you that again so you understand what he's trying to tell everybody. When you think about it, yeah, Pribula was put into an impossible predicament and situation. Here's your two options. A, you stay with Penn State, watch all these other teams out here in the transfer portal go get quarterbacks, and by the time you get done playing in the playoffs, there's going to be no open spots for next year, and you're still going to be the backup quarterback. Or option B, you leave your football team that you spent countless hours of putting in blood, sweat, and tears into, you enter the portal, and you find a new place to play and become a starter for next season. There's no right or wrong answer, so I don't want to see anybody criticizing this young man. Because if he sticks with Penn State when the playoff run's over, well, guess what? All these other teams, they've already found their new quarterbacks in the transfer portal, so it's kind of like there's not going to be any job openings left. It's terrible. It's outright terrible. There's not another way to say it. There's a lot of flaws in college football, but this might be the biggest one. I'm very curious. Let me know in the comment section, if you were in his shoes, what would you do? Me personally, I would enter the portal because I got to look ahead for next season, and if I want to play, I got to go elsewhere. Yeah, I got to do what I got to do. I'm entering the portal. Because Penn State starter Drew Allar already announced he's coming back, and I don't want to sit another season. So it's a tough decision, but that's what I think I'd do. Many more things I could say, wasn't enough there. Let me know your thoughts down below. But